Abdul Bashir joins us. Bashir, this is quite a political and cinematic show of strength, but outside what we can see on the dais, how many people do you think have come for this swearing in? It looks like a massive Janta public swearing in. He's trying to establish his connect with the people.
Well, absolutely. Many dignitaries, be it political leaders from the Bharatiya Janata Party, from the NDA, to Tollywood superstars, Rajinikanth and Chiranjeevi, like we have seen, they have already present at the dais. In a short while from now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to land at Gannavaram Airport, where the Chief Minister designate Chandrababu Naidu, along with the Governor, Nazir, will receive him, and they will, in a few minutes, reach the dais, the venue where the whole swearing-in ceremony will begin. There's just 15 to 16 minutes from now where the swearing-in ceremony of Narendra Chandrababu Naidu as the Chief Minister will take place, and all the dignitaries have arrived, from Eknath Shinde, Maharashtra Chief Minister, to Union Home Minister Amit Shah, former Vice President Venkaiah Naidu. Everybody has arrived at the dais now. All the designate ministers of the cabinet of Narendra Chandrababu Naidu, 24 of them have arrived. 23 of them have arrived. Pawan Kalyan is yet to arrive. The family members of Pawan Kalyan and Chandrababu Naidu has also arrived the venue. In a few minutes from now, it will be a big, grand event that is set to begin.
You'll first have Chandrababu Naidu taking oath, after which it will be Pawan Kalyan, Nara Lokesh, and then the entire cabinet list. Prime Minister Modi, as Abdul just told us, is set to land at the Gannavaram airport in just a few moments from now. 11:27 is the oath taking. So you can expect now in the next 5 minutes or so the images of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Andhra Pradesh. We've seen that bonhomie between Prime Minister Modi and Naidu on display last week in Delhi. Now you can expect a repeat of that in Andhra as well. The invite was sent out last week to the Prime Minister. In fact, initially, Rahul, the swearing in Andhra Pradesh was supposed to happen on June 9th, on the exact day that the Prime Minister was being sworn in. Once there was, of course, that communication that, look, this mega oath-taking ceremony will be taking place in Delhi, Chandrababu Naidu pushed his oath-taking ceremony to ensure that Prime Minister Modi can attend this event in Gannavaram, in Vijayawada. So it's been pushed to June 12th. They, of course, looked for an auspicious date.
That's what good allies do, good friends do. They kind of adjust.
It's starting on the right note.
So he pushed it from the 9th, which is his preferred date, to the 12th, and then found a Muhurat for that. And this whole dynamic between Prime Minister Modi and Chandrababu Naidu, King Shuknak, your sense of it? Kalyani Shankar was pointing out how they're quite similar as far as personalities go, but that apart, Prime Minister Modi's never had to depend on someone, lean in on someone and get his buy-in before taking decisions. How do you see this dynamic play out?
Mr. Naidu, since 2002, has not been very favorable to Mr. Modi, but now he realizes that he has to be favorable to Mr. Modi, and therefore he's trying to build up friendship. And Mr. Prime Minister also realized that BJP needs him in the South, because in the South the BJP is not really existent. So therefore, if he can rule one state with the help of Telugu Desam Party...
But that's a bit unfair. Given how many MPs they won in Telangana, given that they've been in power in Karnataka, to say that they're not...
Making inroads in Kerala.
They're not existent in the South is a bit of an overstatement.
What about Tamil Nadu?
No, this has been the
They've
best
gone
election
from
for the BJP so
3.5%
far.
to 11% in Tamil Nadu, so that's a big increase. King Shuk in vote share in Tamil Nadu as well.
And this is the best election that the BJP has really had in the South, if you look at the numbers.
Yeah, true. But this is not what the BJP ultimately aims at. It aims at something very big. That's what I'm trying to say. So if Naidu's friendship is going to help him to build the party, he's going to use it. And Mr. Naidu is a useful guy. He's a very development-oriented guy. He's not going to let you down for his own interest, and that is what.
And that's really the advantage, Sudhir. The point that King Shuk makes, because of his orientation towards development, he's unlikely to want to block any of the reform measures of the Modi government. So it's not like Prime Minister Modi suddenly has a leftist kind of party in his alliance. The TDP and to that extent the JDU largely on the same plane as far as economic reforms are concerned, especially the TDP.
Absolutely. In fact, I remember one of the quotes that Naidu used to say in his earlier innings as Chief Minister is that I don't believe in communism. I only believe in tourism, because he used to promote Andhra Pradesh as a major tourist destination. But yes, Chandrababu Naidu also, I guess, would be a little chastened with the kind of political mistake he made in 2018-19. And this time he would realize that being with the BJP, being part of the NDA is his best bet. Because let's assume for a moment that he...
What do you think are the mistakes he made in his last term which he needs to avoid this time?
Well, one of the main things he did was to move out of the NDA at that point in time, coming in under pressure, political pressure from Jagan Mohan Reddy, coming under pressure for not having delivered on the special status as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. So that was a mistake, to move to the India bloc, to move towards the Congress, given the fact that Telugu Desam itself was born out of anti-Congressism. But coming back to the point, let's assume hypothetically that he moves to the India bloc. He would be one among many regional party leaders in the India bloc, whereas here, as you said, he's the first among equals as far as chief ministers in India are concerned. He would be given that pride of place, given the fact that his 16 MPs are important as far as the NDA at the center is concerned. So he would want to ensure that he gets his goodies from the center to the maximum extent possible. When the foundation stone for Amravati was put, when Naidu was chief minister, all Narendra Modi got was 2 pots, one carrying mud and one carrying water. And that led to a lot of disappointment in the Telugu Desam, because they expected 2 hefty checks from Narendra Modi instead. This time they would ensure that the center would be much more generous as far as the development of Andhra Pradesh is concerned.
No, but if we're going to talk about the India bloc, Sudhir, you are saying, of course, that he would be one among many, many regional parties. There was a lot of talk last week when the result came in that the India bloc is willing to do whatever it takes, including offering Chandrababu Naidu the Prime Minister's post if he's willing to jump over. So that's not just being one of many. And despite that, Chandrababu Naidu decided to stick with the NDA.
I don't think anyone in the India bloc came out and spoke firmly that we would make Chandrababu Naidu the Prime Minister of this country.
I agree, it was hearsay.
There was speculation that should that happen, Naidu would want to become Prime Minister. I'm sure any politician in this country would want to become the Prime Minister of the country. But Naidu at this point in time does indeed know where his strengths lie, where his weaknesses lie, and he would want to make sure that, given that fact that he has won 16 MPs and along with Pawan Kalyan, another 2, he would want to ensure that he can get the maximum out of the center for the state.
No, but this works much better for him. Make no mistake, viewers. Being one amongst a dozen is not as good as being one of 2 that the BJP depends on. That's one of Akshita's favorite stars there on the screen.
I don't know where this started off, but on social media, everyone calls me a die-hard fan of Ram Charan. But for what it's worth, the superstar has reached there at the oath-taking venue. He is Chiranjeevi's son, so he's going to see his uncle Pawan Kalyan taking oath today. He was there in Petapuram also, Rahul, to go ahead and campaign for Pawan Kalyan. I think one of the few stars, because Pawan Kalyan's other nephew, Allu Arjun, didn't do that for him.
No, so I met Ram Charan at the airport when we were on the election train. I asked him, so how actively involved are you in politics? So he says, my father taught me, not to irritate anyone because you want all vote banks to come and watch your films. He says, don't speak against anyone so that all vote banks come and watch your films. That's very transactional and very practical, Sudhir, in terms of an approach to who not to work, so you don't have one massive vote bank that doesn't come and watch your films at all.
Absolutely. In fact, that is something I guess Telugu film stars learned during the Telangana agitation. Because during the Telangana agitation, many of these film stars, many of them hailing from Andhra Pradesh, found themselves cornered and being asked to take a stand either pro or against the Telangana statehood for Telangana. So over a period of time, I think they have learned, because the Nizam territory, which is basically the Telangana territory, is very important commercially speaking from a Telugu's film point of view. It's not good enough to do only well in the Andhra territory. They need to do very well in the Telangana territory. So both regions extremely important. One more point, in addition to Ram Charan's Pawan Kalyan connection, Ram Charan's wife's uncle is Konda Vishweshwar Reddy, who has also been elected as a BJP MP from Chevela in Telangana. So in that sense, the Chiranjeevi Parivar, the extended Chiranjeevi Parivar, pretty much politically loaded this time.
It's a huge, huge family. And if you go into the family tree, essentially, you'll find many political connections. And you'll be very surprised to see how many actors are actually linked to this family one way or another.
And industrialists. And when you saw them in the campaign, how they've all come, some from the United States, some from elsewhere. It's almost like one big election barat, everyone coming and campaigning for the candidate. So it's very, very fascinating how the whole village gets involved.